Hey yo, we back. 1MC. Sorry for the delay. We on CP time this morning or this evening, based on where you at. Had a couple of technical difficulties, of course, as an IT troubleshooting. Had to reboot the system real quick. But we here now. So welcome shipmates, even to those who ain't on a ship. Welcome to the 1MC podcast. I'm your boy Keith, soon to be CWO3, the big one, not the little one. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Come
sir.
come June 1st, as long as I don't slap nobody, get a DUI, or go into investigation for being a toxic leader, I'm good. I'm gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna try to stay in the house until the promotion hit. Um, Today we got one of the realest to ever do it. You know what I'm saying? My boy, uh, Twin Screw, aka Mr. Ioyas, Big Rod, aka DSGB himself,
Yes,
Master
sir.
Anderson is in the building, man. How you doing, big dog?
What's going on, man?
Man, I can't call it. Life must be good on your side. You know what I'm saying? You got your boy Ant out there about to go 1-0 in the Western Conference Finals, represent GA to the fullest. You feel me?
Got,
So
got to.
I know you proud of that boy. He out there representing for them DSGBs for sure. You know how that
Yes,
go.
sir.
Yeah. But let's get straight into it, man. Let's talk about your upbringing, man. Let's talk about how you came up in GA, man. Your childhood and what led you to coming into the Navy, man.
Well, proud of it, man, but I came up in a struggle, man. Raised by my aunt, man. Be my mom. You know, from day one, man, she was there for me. Highlight of my life, bro. If I'm being honest with you, without her, ain't no me, man. Ain't no AOCM Roderick. So, shout out to her, man, for sure. Projects, man, Section 8, free lunches, walking to school, all of that in the red clay, you know. But,
Red,
man, coming
red
up
clay.
like coming up like that, you learn to appreciate the finer things too, man. So,
Oh yeah, for sure, man. So let's talk about how you came into the Navy, man. What was that experience like? Walk us through getting hit up by the recruiter. Some
so
of the truth, some of the lies they told you, and what made you want
well,
to
one of
go.
one of truth, one of truths. I was I was originally, man. I was gonna go to the Marines, man. So my older cousin, man, Anthony Anderson, man, he was a sergeant in the Marine Corps, and man, he would come home with the new car, the money, man, all that. I feel like I fall in his footsteps. You feel me? But the day I went to the recruit office, Marine recruiter went in the office. So little skinny ass CS1 walk out. He got the jerk on and the gold teeth. I'm like, okay, so he started lying immediately. Um, immediately. Like it ain't taking long to start lying at all. But in a nutshell, man, what he was able to do, man, he was able to show me a bunch of stuff in black and white. He told me stories like, subways and McDonald's and gyms and shit on the ship. And the most important thing he told me was I didn't really need to know how to swim. And I still swim to this day. But he told me I didn't need to know how to swim, so I took it for what it's worth, man. I signed them papers.
Man, how many times you had to take that swim test at boot camp?
And yeah, I got ass mode, man.
I don't know how to survive that. I can't remember. I didn't blacked out, and
Hey,
I can't
ass
remember
mode.
none of it. Oh my god. Hey, but I had my recruiter was a CS1 too, MS1 back in them
Yeah,
days.
MS,
Oh,
yeah.
big chunky dude, South Carolina cat, man. And yeah, man, cat. He ain't lied too much to me. Honestly, I can't remember much. I just signed it. My mama had to sign a paper because I was 17, but
Yeah.
definitely
Hey,
remember old.
you wanna know what's crazy though, man? I originally cause I flew down in Jacksonville in Duval, but I was actually supposed to join on September 11th. Um
Ooh,
we was getting ready to they got everybody together in the lounge of the hotel, man, and things started happening. Back then I didn't know what was going on. But now I know, it was a bunch of chief officers, man, rounding everybody up who was supposed to leave. We end up having to go back home, man, and get like forms. We had to stay at the hotel a little bit, man. But it's crazy that I was actually supposed to leave on 7.
Yeah, man. I was already in that thing on September 11th, man. So yeah, I gave that story, man. I was in boot camp, man, and everybody was like, "Yeah, I'm here to go to college, here to GI Bill and get a job." Them bombs started dropping, them planes start flying in the buildings. People was crying like, "I ain't signed up for this." Like, nah, dog.
Yeah,
Take your
yeah,
ass on that
wild,
ship.
wild time, boy. Wild time for sure.
Definitely wild time. But let's talk about your career a little bit, man. So MS1 don't lie to you, got you to come in here, start screaming out
Mm.
yo-yos and shit. So talk to me about your career path, man. First
Uh,
went for you and stuff. So
I
tell
went
me
up to I finished like eighth in the class, man, at A school, down in Pensacola. I actually went to shoot it first. I went up to Pax River, Maryland, F-18 squadron test evaluation. Man, I looked at every stack of that. That's actually where I learned, honestly, what the value of the chief was, man. Back then, you ain't see your chief, man. Chief came in the office, everything got quiet and shit got real. You know what I'm saying? Um,
mm,
but I had two outstanding chiefs, some great AO1s. I actually ended up following my AO1s to my next duty station with just as a baton. My first ship, man. I did 6 years on that thing. I got there like E3, put on E4 as soon as I got there. Left for AO1. Um, After baton, I went to VX9 out in town to the desert, man. The best thing about that shit, every other Friday was a Friday. That's about it. Um, I left
sure.
there, man. Went up to Japan. About the time I went over to VFA 102 in Japan, that's when I, realized, man, like, I was up for chief and started to understand what some stuff to make chief. So I took Japan real serious. You know what I'm saying? Did what I needed to do there, man. Got to the Ford. First day I checked on the Ford, the chief results come out. Boom, I'm on there. The story Ford though. I put chief on. And you was there. You put
Bruh, I ain't gonna I ain't gonna say too much, but just know
yeah,
this, dog. Me and you was on papers at the same damn time. You know how that shit was going. Boy, it was crazy on there, man. I
yeah,
was like, this
yeah.
place.
But I don't regret none of that, man. That's why I'm here today. But I put chief on, man. Went to captain's mass. Uh, uh, revocation of advance, man. Back to first class. Put chief back on. After that, man, I just started grinding, man. Like I said at my penning ceremony, man, I feel like I let a lot of people down, man, and I owe it to them people, that poured into me to get back to the top. So I just wore, that troubled time. I had a chip on my shoulder, bro. I had to prove everybody wrong.
Oh yeah, man, no doubt. I can definitely, verify your testimony and say I can definitely understand it from going through my own experiences. Everybody, doubting you and thinking you ain't, holding
Yeah.
up to what it
Look,
is. And man, I'm
money,
my best. God damn, like
look. Hey, look, I heard it all, bro. You ain't really chief, you
no,
embarrassed the chief mess and
I was,
all of that, bro.
I was
I
in there.
would,
I heard it about other people, and I heard about me too. So I,
yeah,
I heard it all. I heard
yeah,
it
man.
all.
So
Yeah.
after Ford though, and I say on the Ford, man, to this day the Ford the best mess I don't been in, man. Like that's where you know what it was, man. We had them heavy hitters on.
Man, everybody made nine from Ford, bro. Like,
we had some heavy hitters on Ford. Yes, sir. But I left the Ford, man. I left the Ford and went to the Kearsarge. On the Kearsarge, I got the Kearsarge. I was a chief on hold. So my stuff came back, man. I put on senior chief and did 3 years on the Kearsarge. Another great chief, that's great sailors, man. Left Kearsarge Master, man. Now I'm over on the Bush.
oh man, boy, you in the fleet. Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
When you going back to short duty? You don't do short duty no more, dog?
Hey, this is my third straight ship, bro.
Oh my God. Hey, but you know what? We'll talk about it a little bit more later, but we need more chiefs like you, man.
Oh
Especially
yeah,
the man. Y'all, few and far between out to sea. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Yeah,
why
but
we
you hold
marketplace.
the new school nines. You know what I'm saying? So, and them old school nines, man, they be like, man, I'm out of here, man. I can't do this no more.
And
I,
I don't have a problem with it. Man, them guys did their time, did
yeah,
their time. Here's what it is.
no, for sure. But We talked about the chief season. Let's talk about a little bit of 1% of stuff, man. How does it feel? Like, I know it's hard to describe, but when that list come out and they be like Master Chief, like I'll never get to experience that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like, I want to know what it feel like when you hear your name over the one MC. No pun intended,
right,
or
right.
notification. Like, how does that feel when that notification come down?
It's shock, bro. It's like a complete shock, man. It's like, damn, you know, it's one thing chief and it don't make my seat, man. But to hear that shit, it's like, man, I don't reach the mountaintop, and to have a story like mine, man, go through the shit I went through, to get to that point, man, holy shit, what in the heck? They just say my name, like,
Right, right.
I tell people all the time, when you blessed like I am, man, to have led and had some of the best sailors on the fucking planet Earth, man, under charge, then they make it easy for you. You know what I'm saying? They really make it easy for you, bro. I ain't really too much. I know what I needed to do, but it was really up to them sailors who followed my charge, man, to, working their ass out the way they could get me where I was at, bro.
Yeah, but you know what? What I found out is them sailors work their ass off if they know what type of person you is on the inside and you genuine and
That's a
be
fact.
like, well, you know what I'm saying? All the shit that we be preaching inside these leadership meetings. I ain't gonna go into this big ass soliloquy and shit, but them sailors know, man. Like, man, these cats be so smart, dog. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
unbelievable what they pick up on by just your mannerisms, right? What a little bit of stalking your Facebook page when they can, you know what I'm saying? Because they see what Chief doing. Let me see what Master Chief
Mhm.
doing. Yeah, right. And they take all of that and they build this character in their mind of who you is, and they make a decision like, well, this is somebody I can relate to. This is somebody I can follow. Or they be like,
Bro,
nah, this is full of shit. I ain't listening to nothing.
I, I hear
Going
it
to
all the time, bro.
go.
I
Yeah.
hear it all the time, man. Like, I get on Facebook, man. I just be fucking off on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? I don't take it serious, man. But
I just be
um,
fake. I be like, this cat crazy,
a
man.
lot of cats though, man, it's like, they can relate to me, man. Like I said, I'm humble, bro. I'm down to earth, man. I ain't better than nobody. You know what I mean? I've
Yeah,
been
but
through my own shit.
that's not normal though, man. That's not normal when it comes to E3 Schmuckatelli looking at Master Chief, man. You Jesus to them, bro, right?
That's a
And
fact.
when you take a step back and you acknowledge that, like, man, that's a really humbling thing. When you take a
It is.
step back, E4, Billy Bob and them, they saying, "Good morning, Master Chief," and they scared and shit. They don't know if you know who they is and shit, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then them back, man, it's almost like you're a local celebrity on the ship when you walk around, man. And you can't take that lightly because with great power comes great responsibility. Because not
Absolutely.
only is watching, I mean, they taking notes. You know what I'm saying? When they see Master Chief, is his uniform squared away? Did that motherfucker shade today? Is
Hey,
his shine?
you
Like,
already know
is this
what I was gonna say.
Boosie fade fresh? I need to know. Like, was Master Chief on point, or is he just out here pump faking? Right? So,
Mhm.
no, you know what I'm saying? But so when you put on Master Chief, man, you was one of the first to go through the process, right? And I'm not talking Joel and Embiid and them boys, man. The process, right? The Senior Enlisted Marketplace, man. So I'm gonna pull up a couple of frequently asked questions like news and notes.
Mhm.
Uh, the Senior Enlisted Marketplace that a lot of folks might not necessarily know about, especially those who just got selected. And we're gonna go through your process as well because
Mhm.
we talked about it. It wasn't sweet, right? Going
I
through
want
that
to be the
process, not at all, right? So I'm gonna read off a few things here, man. The Navy announced changes based off NAV Admin 305/23, right? The message announced expansion of the senior enlisted marketplace now include chief petty officers along with senior chiefs eligible for advancement via the selection board of the cycle that just got announced. So they're saying this is a fundamental shift in how enlisted sailors will be advanced using a billet-based advancement system. So I'm gonna stop right there and give you a little story. So you've been to the Senior Enlisted Academy, of course, right? Up there in Newport.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to the Senior Enlisted Academy, they make you write a white paper. What did you write your white paper on? You remember?
You talking about the essay?
Yeah, the little opening monologue they make you do like the first week. You got to write like a white paper or something you want to change or some shit like that, or improve.
Honestly, I don't even remember. I just remember the last little paper I wrote.
I remember, and I wrote it on this exact thing, right?
Oh yeah?
Because yeah, on this exact thing, I think they stole my shit, bro. No cap,
Oh,
right?
yeah, okay.
So in 2000, what year did I go to that shit? 2019, I went, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wrote my white paper on not enough chiefs being at sea, and what I wrote for a recommendation at the end was you don't advance unless you take a billet that's gapped out to sea. Like that's exactly what I wrote on my shit. And then I looked up and I'm looking at this. I'm like, man, this look really familiar. Like, I know they ain't looking at my little ass white paper from SCA, but I'm like, man. And my homegirl, she's in the chat right now. She just posted. She said, I remember that because she was my class leader. She a Georgia girl
Mm-hmm.
too. Alicia Buchanan. You probably know her. Alicia Buchanan.
Oh yes, sir.
She down South Georgia girl
Boss
for
lady.
real hard, right? So, hey, I wrote my paper on that, right? And I looked at this. I'm like, man, this look familiar as hell because I was like, man, I'm sick of being on these ships, and it's 3,000. It was like 3,000 plus. They had just wrote a Navy Times article, like
Mm-hmm.
3,000 plus chiefs gapped at sea. I was like, but everybody's still getting promoted. Like, how we promoting all these folks and ain't nobody out to sea? So, long story short, I wrote a white paper on this shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, um, and key points, right? A couple of key points that they brought up on this thing. Senior Enlisted Marketplace is going to help shift and align most experienced sailors to be out to sea. Chiefs eligible for this year and senior chiefs will be able to, compete in the senior enlisted marketplace. Um, During the transition period, they're going to stand up billet-based advancement in operational for the senior enlisted marketplace, and Navy will continue the effort to correct pay grade misalignments. So
Mm-hmm.
they basically what we just discussed. Like this is what they did, man. They wanted to say, okay, we got all these gap billets, people promoting and then going LLD for 3 years, getting a high three and going home. We're gonna stop that, right? So now I want to get into your process. So walk me through the process from the beginning, man. So the list come out, bam, right? And the three key words I'm seeing is selected, merit screen, and just screen. Like, can you explain to us what the difference is? Like, based on choosing orders, the priority, like what's the pros and what's the cons? Can you break that down for us and how you went through your process when you got selected in the beginning?
So that's selected stuff, man. That's really based on certain. Um, and when you actually screen, you get that screen next to your name, man. You kind of go through what I went through. Merit first off, they're gonna have, especially the first look. That first look in August, anybody with that star, man, that merit screen is like, them motherfuckers having a big joke.
Oh,
Um,
over.
right.
Guaranteed.
Fact.
Yes,
So
sir.
when they go look in August, man, they got first dibs on pretty much everything. And the only people they really worried about is what we call the legacy eights and the legacy nines. The motherfuckers that's already in that pay. So and in the group that they train with, shit, they ain't worried about us. Like, like you know what I mean? And they deserve it, man. Shots out to everybody that married, man. I'm sure them folks work their ass out too. So for me though, I look in August, man. One of the best things for me, man, and I get this advice to everybody, man, communicate with the people that you screen with. So
Mm,
that those that we my little group or whatever, bro, we all talk, man. So we knew you what Krisha Dotell wanted. We knew what that Pedro Salazar, gonna pretty much say fucking and retire. So we know new day, be overseas, whatever, blah blah blah. So when it came time to pick orders, why would I pick something that I know? You know what I'm saying? So if I can select to get in, when I can get in, and that's what we're gonna do. And we all kind of communicate. That shit a lot, that communication piece amongst the people amongst the group. But it took me three cycles to get orders.
So from the day you found out to the day you
Mm-hmm.
pinned, how long was that?
So find out May 23rd, man. I pinned May 23rd, 2023. I pinned February 1st. But
Okay, so we're looking at what, 9 months until you pinned, but you
yeah,
got
hey,
paid 30 within 30 days though, right?
so you say did I get paid or did I get paid?
No, no, no. So you pinned in 9 months, and then from what I read on this latest one, you get paid within 30 days and checking into the command.
Oh
Is
yeah,
this
paid.
or
Yeah, they gonna
school?
pay. As soon as you check into that command, man, I stayed my ass in person out to game me. I need y'all to game me. After y'all
ASAP.
game, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna get my PCS leave. So what I what I did was I left Kearsarge, bro, and went straight to the bush. No days
Walk
off.
across the street to there.
Across
Hey,
the
I'm
street,
there.
money. I went, I went straight across the street, checked into the bush, made sure everything was, all of the pay stuff they gave me like supposed to, so on and so forth. And I thought all that was straight, man. And the Bush did an amazing job of that, man. It was a few other screen nines who got there before me. So shout out to that Bush admin and personnel. They spot on with their shit. But yeah, once all that shit was straight, man, that's when I got my 30 days leave.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the Bush admin team. The admin folks don't get a lot of shout outs, man, because
Oh,
people be waiting.
love,
I'm
love.
saying, man, I'm still waiting on a few things. I ain't gonna get into it, man. Okay, I'll be waiting forever if I get into it now, man.
Yeah.
But you wait 9 months. You get selected in May, and then you put on in February. And going through the process, communicating with the detailer. How was the communication with the detailer? Was they like, "I'm gonna get to you when I get to you," or like, "Okay, you gonna put it on eventually. I'm gonna get you some orders." Like, how was the communication with
Nah. So my first call, man, um, I ain't gonna say no names and shit, but he ain't know nothing.
the dealer? New
But
process. I give him a
it,
little
it,
slack.
it really wasn't his fault either, though.
Yeah.
He hadn't detailers hadn't yet been trained on, what their job was, what was supposed to happen, so on and so forth. So I don't really blame him. You know what I mean? The only part about the detailing process that got on my fucking skin, man. So my PRD was a original January, right? January 24th. So
Yeah.
when I started picking orders in August, I was already Navy as senior chief. So my dealings with the detailer was, oh, I need you to fill this billet. Oh, I need you to fill this billet. Okay, well, hold on, brother. Read that man. If I fill that billet, I'm stuck there for a
for,
year.
yeah, for a
I ain't
year.
do that. I ain't no. We ain't doing it. We ain't doing it. I need you to let me continue to pick Master Chief orders, right? Oh, I ain't going. Hey, look, we're gonna have to knuckle up, my boy. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I'm
But
reading these.
long story short, what I almost end up having to do, man, I got lucky and got orders on the last look before I was supposed to go to that command as a senior chief. Now, here's another thing, man. And again, it may change this time. I hope it do. I wish everybody well, man. But for me, I actually contacted the command that I was supposed to go to as a senior chief, right?
Mm-hmm.
I talked to the leadership. Man, them folks told me, you come here, we need you for 3 years.
Oh, no. Oh man, I think we lost Rod, man. I'm about to get him back on here, man. Hey, until we get Rod back, I'm gonna do a few frequently asked questions about the Senior Enlisted Marketplace, man. So as he was explaining, man, um, you got you got an opportunity to still transfer in your current pay grade, but if you transfer in your current pay grade, you got to do at least a year at that command. All right, they got to get at least 12 about you, and then based off of what leadership say, man, they might be like, "Oh man, we need you. You can't go, so you got to stay." Right. So that's really just dependent upon that command, and hopefully, if you do have to transfer, they let you up out of there because nobody wants to have to go through that whole screen process again. Because if you don't know, also once you get screened, per the frequently asked questions, you only get 2 years, right? Eligibility under that screening process. So after 2 years, man, they can cut you loose, right? So and then you have to go back in the gym pop and get screened again, right? Nobody don't want that. So I know once he got selected on that last look, that was that was a blessing in disguise right there, because you get there, you got to do 12 months. He already had been locked in for 9. So he basically would have had to get screened again, right? And nobody wants to have to go through that screening process again. Let me see if I can get Rod back up in here real quick. Give me a quick second. I guess that's the risk of going live. Goddamn AT&T hit y'all across the head over there, I heard, in the States, man. And I had my boy dropped out. But let's go over a few more of these frequently asked questions for those of y'all who just got selected, man. So what happens if you don't get screened? We just talked about that. If I'm on the screening lab admin, I'm able to successfully align to a higher pay grade, right? Duty IT quarter. That's me, my boy. I got it. We gonna keep pushing. We got it. So under your current orders, he kind of went through all of this stuff already. So let's talk about higher tenure. Sailors who are close to higher tenure remain advancement eligible unless precluded by current advancement and higher tenure policy. So if selected as screening board eligible for advancement, a sailor who is close to higher tenure will still have their timeline suspended. So you can stay in there and knock it out like that. Will all jobs for advancement be at sea? We already know the answer to that. The good 90% of those jobs is probably going to be at sea, or you're going to be attached to a seagoing unit, strike group, some type of squadron, because those are the commands that really need, of course, those senior enlisted leaders, right? The 8s and the 9s, right? Because they pulling people off shore duty and making people go back to back. And in Rod case, he went back to back to back, right? Just to get promoted. And some people can do that, right? But some people got families, they can't really do all that. Some people need their short duty to start their families up and stuff. So it said, what can you do to better prepare for change, right? Everybody is always encouraged to make sure their record is squared away, right? Especially prior to selection board. Missing information is just a bad look. Looks like you're not prepared to be, advanced. And if you can't keep your record up to par, why would I want you in charge of other people and making sure their record's up to par? So that's just no bueno. Nobody don't like that. So is there an exception to policy for you to fill a Master Chief billet at your current command? So basically, if you put it on, can you stay at your current command? So basically what they're saying is the Senior Enlisted Marketplace is designed for people to compete for their jobs and skill sets in different areas. Basically, it's just a bunch of fluff, right? So basically they're saying, yeah, you possibly could stay at your current command, but more than likely they want you to get up out of there. We got Rod back. Bring him back online. What's up, my boy? You on T? They got you on that
12 and I got.
Hey, they was frying your ass in the chat. Boy, they were frying your ass, boy. They said, "Do quarter."
Hey, them must be that little 12 and I got.
Oh God, boy, they say Master Chief called radio and said, "Hey, send IT2 down my state, send them down to the bird, send them to DLCPO office in the O3." They was on your ass, boy. Oh, my God. Hey,
I fought with
it. What service you got?
I fought with it. Huh?
What service you got?
It ain't A&T. It ain't. He got
T-Mobile.
Huh?
You got?
Yeah, T-Mobile.
T-Mobile. Oh, God, the boy so I fucking hate T-Mobile. I got rid of that shit. Listen. When I was on the forward, we had the Wi-Fi kind of on the forward in the yards and shit, right? Okay. So I'm sitting in the Chiefs and my homegirl, Babers. You remember Rhonda, right?
Oh yeah, that's my dog.
Yeah. She's sitting in that bit right next to me, dog, right? And she got 4 bars just going at it, right? Texting everybody and shit. I'm looking at her, my shit roaming. I said, what the fuck? I said, who you? She said, who you got? I said, I got T-Mobile. She said, that's your problem right there. I said, goddamn. She said, I got this guy. She said, I got this network, the Verizon. Man, I went to the mall the next day and got up on that Verizon, boy. I said, I can't be it no more, dog. No, sir.
And that Verizon phone bill about $300 every 2 weeks, goddamn.
Yeah, yeah. So we got a question in the chat for you, man. My boy Alexis Pratt, congratulations, my boy. He said he coming off a ship. He transferred in August, and already he has meal to meal orders as an 8. Being that he's not merit screened, does he have to execute them orders? Is what he's asking.
Better get all of that detail in the morning.
Yeah, yeah, man. It just really depends on when he execute. I would say, right? How much time? How much time he got? Yeah, Alexis, how much time you got, my boy? Because based off of all them hoops, he probably gonna have to go through to get you another meal to meal set of orders as a 9,
Hey,
right?
tell him to hit me. So another thing I saved a lot of information from the detailer, man, that he sent out to us. Different email forces and fleets and shit like that. And tell Alexis to hit me on Facebook after this, and I'm supporting that shit, man.
Yeah, yeah, Alexis, man. I know you watching, my boy. Hit up Rod after this, man. He get you right, man. Yeah, that's a good question, man, because a lot of people is gonna be in some different scenarios that, of course,
Yeah.
we
Hey,
didn't.
that's 1,000 different scenarios, bro.
Yeah, yeah, like we don't think about all the different scenarios that's gonna affect leaders. We just, we trying to fill billets, and we in the military, so you know what I'm saying. I'm not oblivious to that, but we can't. The military has become a Fortune 500 company, and we try to straddle that line of, well, we want to be caring and empathetic, but we also got a mission to handle, right? And when they come out with policies like this, it's like, well, you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? They call orders. At the end of the day, let's just keep it a buck, right? They call orders, right? This is what I used to tell people in my super unempathetic days. Like, I don't give a shit about your meal to meal. I don't give a shit about none of that. You gotta execute. Like, I had to come off that ledge, as I got a little older in the game because that didn't work as well
Yeah.
the last 5 to 7 years, right? But especially
Mm-hmm.
like especially when it comes to folks who put on like officer, LDO, CWOs, and folks like that. Those are the last people I want to hear talk about. Goddamn, my meal. Nah, dog. Because you know what they tell you when you sign off for that shit. They ask you straight up, like, are you worldwide assignable? Like, yes or no? Like, ain't no caveats. Can you
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow bag and go here for 8 months if I ask you to?
Yeah.
And everybody in there raising their hand, yeah, I can do it. And then as soon as the results come out, that detailer call them and say, you got two choices. You got top two choices, and it ain't number two. It's number one. It's a break floaty thing in Norfolk. So what you want, right? And then
Yeah.
motherfuckers in their mind like, oh, I wasn't ready for this. Like, how? You put in 6 packages. How you weren't ready for this? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But well, what else? What else that
When you
we know about the process, man? Go ahead.
So in August, man, and it's pretty much for everybody, man. When you apply in August, just expect that shit to be sea duty, man. Regardless of what you supposed to go to, where you think what you think your seashore flow rotation gonna be, any of that, man. Because that first thing in August, that's gonna be hot field, was gap, all of that shit. And at the end of the day, man, that's the purpose of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if you think you finna get some shit that's sweet, that ain't that. That's how I end up back on the bush, man. Wasn't no but sea duty to choose from.
Yeah, exactly. Because the last question, one of the questions on the fact sheet is, will I automatically have to go back to sea? And they try to cake it up. Seashore should be kept in mind. No, that's bullshit, right? Because I haven't seen
Facts.
a whole bunch of sets of those orders, even when they was doing the promotion to what they call A2P, advanced to
Hey,
promotion. So, I mean, 99% of them joints was fucking like big gray floaty things,
mm-hmm,
strike, like deploying squadrons. I didn't see no like Nick Tam's Lant. I didn't see none of that on there, right?
mm-hmm,
Basically, the equivalent of like a home depot repair for aviators, right? You get that short duty in the middle of the deployment set. I ain't see too many of those in there, so
mm-hmm.
because those places flooded with khaki. Everybody out there doing a twilight tour. So
Right.
plenty there. They need you back on them big gray floaty things, making sure these sailors ain't out there doing stuff they ain't supposed to. You feel me? So
Wanna one of the first discouraging things for me, man. When the marketplace did open up, I'm thinking we're gonna be able to, log in, man, and it be, shit. They select the 8 of us, so 8 billets in there. You know what I mean? Just two,
Two billets for 8 people.
just two.
I
And
mean,
hey,
I don't understand that. Why would they screen all them people? Because I guess they just want to have a
that's
repository of y'all ready to go.
but when you think about it though, it's a 2-year process. So you
Yeah,
got 2 years to put 8 people in billets.
bro, that's painful, bro.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? But the human aspect is okay, cool. I just screened. Let me get on here. Let me, you know what I mean? Let me. Oh shit,
stand by, shipmate.
right?
Stand by, stand by.
So
Feel
that
me?
it was never more than 2 or 3, man, each time.
Yeah, because so I'll be straight with you. A lot of folks made 8 and 9 and shit. Like my timeline flooded.
Oh yeah,
You feel me? I'm talking
it's
about like be like, damn, you was eligible for Master Chief already. I just put Chief on you like 3 years ago.
hey man, listen, patience, bro, patience. Like I'm an impatient ass dude, man. So I was damn near disgruntled. You know what I mean? I'm disgruntled throughout the process, but looking back on it, man, patience is gonna be a big deal, man. Like you just gotta. I ain't even gonna say trust the process, man. You just got to go with the flow. Like I said, communicate, man. Choose what's best for you. Your career, family.
Yeah.
And if you can, get on the phone with that detailer, man. Get on the phone because once you start to apply, it really ain't shit the detailer can tell you. That's when the scoring system come into play.
Oh
He
yeah,
out of
you
the
got
picture.
yeah, yeah. Hey, we got a question for you, Rod. My boy Kirk Jones. He says, when does the pay date start? If a person turns down orders each cycle, I don't know why you would turn them down. You want to put that noun on, but if a person turns down orders each cycle, does this generally mean they still will not get pinned until a selection? All right, and then he says, what is the
Oh yeah,
benefit to the sailor who is screened and has to wait versus the one who is selected and pinned like right away? Is what I'm guessing he's saying. So 3 parts there. So the first one is when did your
like,
pay?
huh?
The first question is when did your pay start?
After I was gaining my command, so you got basically up to 2 pay periods. But
Mm-hmm.
mine took one. That's why I said shout out to the bush.
Yeah,
Mine
yeah,
took
big.
one. Shout out to the bush.
Yeah. So Kirk, first thing you gotta do is check into that command. So well, actually, the first thing you gotta do is stop turning down orders. Don't turn down no orders,
I mean,
man.
start.
That's
Hey,
family
the,
and your
the,
health. Like
hey,
you
you
gotta
gotta
take.
get in there. Something.
Yeah. So first thing you gotta do, Kirk, get some orders and select, bro. Like don't be turning down no orders, dog. They need you, right? You want that start or whatever it is, man. Take them orders, and then when you get them orders, check into the command as soon as humanly possible so they can start your pay date, right? And then the last question, Rod, what is the benefit to the sailor who is screened and has to wait? So I guess in your situation versus the one who was selected and pinned, like I guess he's saying the merit people. What's the benefit of being screened versus I guess merit selected? Is there a benefit?
Like I said, not really, man. Because it's gonna all be based off the orders you choose. The most important thing to look at first is the field date. Um, if your field date for whatever you choose, you get selected for is 10 months from now, and then whether you married or not, I set the orders of mine 4 months from now. I'm gonna get paid before you and get paid before you. So you just got to pay attention, man, to what you choose in the field date. When you need it at wherever you're trying to go.
Yeah, man. A key thing that I don't think a lot of people picked up on is that you got with everybody else who's on the list and communicated, right? Right.
Absolutely.
That crab in the bucket mentality come in quick. Like, no, I want to get paid. No, I'm trying to get paid for it. No, I want to get paid, right? And then everybody, kind of just slick dissing each other, trying to,
Mm-hmm.
what is they
Hey,
want,
it wasn't none of that with us. Look,
right?
it wasn't us. It was. We understand y'all two married. Do y'all thing. Let us know what y'all got, what y'all picking, what y'all working, and I'm gonna go from there.
Yeah, yeah. And then Kurt say something. He said something else, man. Yeah, and I already kind of hit on this already. He said everyone's situation is different and holds
Mm-hmm.
something as priority. So, for example, he said he's been geobachelor years, so family part is important. Well, you kind of answered your own question on that, right? This is the first thing I tell everybody to do, even before this system come out, right? Even before they put a package in, even before they go chief, whatever. You need to go sit with your family and have a discussion on what the move is, right? Because when you check into a big gray floated thing or a deployable squadron, you got to be able to tell your significant other, look, this next 2 to 3 years, I'm gonna be on the street, right? I'm gonna be grinding. I'm gonna be getting my paperwork right, so I can land in a position that I can take care of us for the rest of my life, right?
Yeah.
And if you're having that conversation with them, being geo-bashed for 9 years is that's crazy. That's a lot. Right? I don't know the situation, so I can't speak on it. But that just seemed like, while some of it is probably mandated because of Navy, it sounded like some of it could have been avoided if the priority was to be home with family. If it's 9 years straight, that seemed like, well, there was a decision made, right?
Right.
Whether that was communicated amongst the family, not my place, I don't know, right? But after 9 years, and you got selected for a senior chief master chief, now is not the time to be like, well, damn, I need to think about it's a little too late.
And so
you know?
that's why you heard me say, bro, like you gotta sit down and have that conversation, man. Like you gotta do what's best for your family first.
Absolutely, right. If it was best for your family is to withdraw your, or turn down orders continuously until you get the exact set of orders you need, even if that means you're gonna get bypassed for those 2 years and have to screen again, and that's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of answer your own question. Like, your family is the priority, then whatever orders that don't fit my family dynamic, don't mean nothing to me. I can keep that master chief shit, right? So you got to be able to stand on,
And I
10.
know, yeah, I know a few people that turned it down and went home, chose family. So whatever important.
Yeah, I know people turn down chief. They turn that shit down. I had a ET1, bro. I was in the schoolhouse.
Mm,
It was a sub ET, so you already know how they get down. They don't see no sunlight, bro.
mm.
And this man walked into the Chiefs mess when the results came out. He said, "Hey man, I'm humbled for the opportunity, but I gotta go home to my wife." That man turned around, walked out. Never seen him again. That man said, "I'm out." But
Hey,
we
I-
got him into the reserves. He got to keep his anchor and shit. But he was just like, "Nah, I'm not no ship. I'm not leaving my family. I ain't doing it." So he just turned around, walked out, and said, "I appreciate y'all, but I can't do it." So
mhm. Like
yeah, man.
if you know you're in one of them rates, man, where you needed at sea as a senior chief or a master chief, man, you better have that conversation.
Oh yeah, for sure. So for sure. So we got another question, man. Reggie Leonard Senior. He said, "So at what point do you think this process will stop, or you think it's here to stay? What you think, Rod?"
Oh, it ain't going nowhere.
I was feeling the same. I wanted to see what you was gonna say because if they getting what they want, which is,
Hey,
they dangling them stars, right? And they be like, you want this star, you better take your ass to this ship, right? And if
mhm.
that shit work, they gonna put the numbers together. The analytic team up there in DC gonna be like, well, so we threw a couple of stars out there, made them wait for 9 to 12 months, and they took it. So let's keep doing it, keep it going, right?
Hey,
So,
I can foresee this going all the way down to the E5, man. This shit ain't
oh,
going
oh,
nowhere.
it is. It actually they put that in the actual write up. They was like, this is gonna
Let's
end up
see.
being the way we bill it E5 through E9. Facts,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's here to stay, man. And honestly, I can't be mad at it because I kind of recommended this shit, kind of low key, when I was in SCA. Like,
Yeah.
and it's kind of I feel kind of like an asshole because it'll never affect me anymore. So I get ready to retire, and I'm an officer now, so kind
Right,
of
right.
fucked everybody else over, kind of sort of. But I mean, this is what was needed, right? It was a
Yeah.
solution to a problem. That was the whole goal behind that white paper. But yeah, and Kirk said he appreciated. He said he wanted to hear our takes. Um, Good recommendations. Reach out to the merit selection and see what they interested in for sure, because those are the folks who are gonna get selected first, right? You gotta
Mm-hmm.
cream of the crop get to go first, man, and then after that, it is what it is. Right? I'm not mad about that. That whole merit thing, I'm not really mad about at all. I mean, that's a good thing they're
Yeah,
putting in
no,
place.
they deserve it.
Yeah. If your package gets screened and you got down King Kong in that bit, you should get first dibs. So that's how it should go.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, man. Um, but yeah, man. Let's go ahead and wrap up, man. Like I told you when we chatted, man, I got a final 5 questions for you, man. We gonna spit these things out rapid fire. Get your take, and then we'll go from there, man. So you ready?
Yes, sir.
Get that boy with that meat. You ready? Hey, so hey, so tell me what's the best advice that you got since you've been in the Navy?
Probably, man, be the leader, man, that you want to be was coming up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's a real popular one. I like that. I
Be
like
the
that.
leader, you know what I mean? Like that senior chief you wanted to see when you're legit. Be that.
Yeah, for sure. So, uh, on the flip side of that, what's the worst advice that you've gotten since you've been in?
Uh, I had a chief man tell me it's okay to be selfish, more than you're a team player because self gonna get you where you want to be. And I think that's dumb as shit. I think
Oh
that's
my!
the dumbest shit. Like, no,
Oh man, say
no,
no. Do you? Don't worry about everybody else. That's crazy.
yeah, just do you. You'll be good. No, no, man.
So, hey, back to back sea tours, man. What out of all your deployments and out to sea time? What's your favorite port?
Probably back on the baton, man. I went to a spot called Thessaloniki, Greece.
How you say that shit?
Thessaloniki.
I'm about to Google that. Dessa Selinki.
Yeah. So we, in a nutshell, man, I was a E5 man, but we fucked around and went to one of the bars and plugged the little iPod aux cord in the DJ booth
Crazy,
and
isn't it?
brought the whole ship to that motherfucker. So,
Hey, yeah. What
so
year
every
you on baton?
shit, 04 to 10.
Man, I just missed you. I got on that thing in 11 to 13.
Mm.
Oh man, I would have been wild, wild time. I
Oh
checked on that
yeah,
last. Oh man.
and that amphib life beautiful.
Oh man, you know what, man? One of your AOs stole my boots, man. One of your AOs stole my boots from the burden, man. Because I was in the burden. IT was in the burden with AOs. One of your cats
Hey,
stole my boots. I had to check him on the
I bet
message that.
I bet he signed them better than you did.
You got me fucked up. Listen, boy, my shit was top notch, boy. My shit had them locks joint. My shit was top.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I had my own custom locks that I bought from a website. So it was undeniable they was mine. Everybody
Mm,
knew that. This cat that woke up one day was like, I feel like I'm gonna wear these boots. I said, what the fuck? Bro, I was so pissed. Goddamn
you know,
AO2. Walking around with my shit on.
hey, we raw, bro. We raw.
Goddamn, boy, them AOs, boy. Y'all wanted, boy, y'all work, boy. Uh, Lose my track of my train of thought. That boy, that shit brought back memories. It stole my boot, AO2. Goddamn. I want to know about leaders that you've encountered. Out of all the leaders that you've encountered, man, who was the best? I guess the most influential leader you've met, and why?
Man, that's a no brainer, man. AOCM retired Ty Presley, man.
Ah, yeah,
No brainer. The selfless attitude, man. Everybody can eat. You did you we didn't get an opportunity, man, as Chiefs to be trash. That wasn't a thing. You know what I mean? That
right,
motherfucker poured everything he had into us. You know what I mean? To make sure we was out on them deck plates doing what the fuck Chiefs supposed to do.
right,
Um, the everybody can eat mentality. That still stands to this day. I feel like everybody should think that way, but obviously, you know how this neighbor shit go, man. Um, but I tell you, man, Ty stood at my captain's mast, man, and I didn't understand it, but I understand it now. Ty told the CO, man, he should kick me out of the Navy,
mm,
right? I
yeah,
get it now, right? Because I was a 2-star standing that goddamn captain's mask for what I was standing up for. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You feel?
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, while I was going through the process, and obviously since then, that motherfucker been behind me, beside me, in front of me, you name it, man. So Ty Presley, bro, no question about it.
Big Ty. Hey, Ty, we gotta link up, man. Hashtag ID's podcast, man. I'll make sure y'all
Hey,
check
go
him
check
out.
him out. Hey, look, I've been trying to get on there for about 4 years. Goddamn, he won't let me on.
Well, you a Master Chief? Nah, shit. You ain't got no AO type 2 shit. Cause you know he just had his joint. I was listening to the other day. Top 5 goats ever. He was
Oh
going
yeah,
through the top 5. You know what I'm saying? So top 5 dead or alive. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hop
yes,
on that.
sir.
Hey man, last question though, man. If you were CNO, you know, what's a policy that you would change or implement, man?
Fix his goddamn Senior Enlisted Marketplace.
My God, that's crazy.
Hey, so like real talk, man. I say this. I understand it, man. I get the big picture. I understand the point of it. It makes sense. But I really don't believe they should have brought the 8s into it, man. The 7s up to 8. I
Yeah.
feel like they should have got, give it some time, man. Get it right. Work out the team before you bring a whole new group. Like should have took a little time on it, man.
Nah, they been trying to put this in place because all them billies I see, they ain't going nowhere. So they was like, oh look,
And then
the 9's like push it to the 8s and see what happens.
because you think, bro, like you still got motherfuckers who ain't been paying the shit yet, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah, because now they just, they boosting up the bench. Like the bench is going to be like, imagine 6, 7 years from now, how many people going to be quote unquote screened waiting on orders. It's only
And then
1% of the Navy who can be a Master Chief, dog. Only 1%.
then I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you, man.
Uh-oh. I already know what you about to say. Go ahead.
Come on, man.
Now
Like
go ahead.
it ain't the numbers, man. They ain't adding up.
I already said that, dog. I said that earlier. Like the math ain't mathing, dog. 1%. It's looking like 6, 7% people making it. You know what I'm saying? Like they taking the
They ain't
prestige.
adding up, man. So we're gonna get to a point. You know what I mean? Like
Down.
you get a star, you get 2 stars, you get
Oprah handing out stars, right?
like what
Yeah.
we doing?
It's already too many people screen selected and merit selected right now. This is year 2, 3 of the process. Like it's gonna get messy, dog. And then people gonna start like, resenting the process and it's
Mm-hmm.
shit going on behind the scenes and it's gonna get messy, dog. That's all I can see.
Facts,
Yeah,
facts,
man.
brother.
Yeah. Hey man, but I know the game about to start if it ain't already started. That boy Ant Edwards out there about to get a Marine.
Yes,
Represent
sir.
the state of Georgia. I know y'all boy proud of him. So I'm gonna let you get to it. Hey, I really appreciate you taking the time out, coming out with me this evening, and rapping with me, man. It's always a pleasure, man. Appreciate you.
No doubt, bro. Appreciate you, man.
All right, man. Hey, man, that's Big Rod, man, not the little one. Big Rod, Master. It's your boy Keith, man, and we out.
Bro, no.
Yo.